ATV Rally, released in 2002. And this could be it. This could actually be the worst racing game ever. The main focus of it is actually all-terrain vehicle safety, which is nice, but this actually ends up hindering the enjoyment of the game. The first thing I want to note is the graphics here. You see these characters? They're poser models. Pre-made 3D models you can buy and dress up like Barbie dolls. Now, I'm not knocking that at all. It's an easy way to make game sprites if you don't have the talent to do it. But having poser myself, I just can't resist making a parody of this. Hey, little Stacy, how are you today? Would you like to ride on an ATV? Well, go hop on, champ. Got your safety gear on, Stacy? Then let's ride. The game starts you off telling the do's and don'ts of using an ATV, such as not using an ATV as a weapon. You can actually make a character too, picking your age, your gender, and ATV size. You will then have to go through some safety lessons which actually do teach you real-world ATV safety. Afterwards, you can play a quiz game and test your knowledge. A lot of the answers are just basic common sense and safety, but there were a few that did kind of catch me. Of course, this teaches you to check out your vehicle condition before riding. You use the T-clock method. But why would I use T-clock?
Why T-clock? T for tires and wheels, C for controls and cables, L for lights and electrics, O for oil and fuel, and C for the chassis. Put them together and you've got T-clock.
Hey, thanks for the info, creepy-looking poser kid. This also shows the location on the vehicle of the various checkpoints. Interesting. It then explains all the safety gear you need to wear when riding, and then you're told the golden rules of driving. Finally, your adventure begins, and you get to choose from 6 different riding trails. Oh boy, okay, the first thing to mention is, you notice how choppy the background graphics are? This is especially noticeable when you drive slowly, and that's because these aren't 3D graphics. That's a video. The background is a video playing. So when you slow down, the frame rate of the video drops. It looks terrible. So to beat the level, you need to get 60 points by driving safely. This is done by hitting the controls as little as possible and driving very slow, which does make the game look choppy the whole time too. And if you go fast, you will actually lose points.
Get your weight back.
If you want to speed, join NASCAR.
This is the most unfun thing you could do in this type of game. Now yes, this is teaching you to be safe by doing so, but it translates into a horrible playing experience. So you drive slowly, turn slightly now and again, and occasionally you start to drift off to the side of the screen, which is like crashing, I guess. So you just tap the arrow keys left or right a little to realign yourself. And that's pretty much the game. Drive slow and hit the arrow keys now and again. If you do succeed in driving safely on every course, you could become a trail master. Sadly, I only achieved the rank of expert. So overall, ATV Rally does a pretty good job teaching you safety. It's decently done. But implementing it into a video game makes for a horrible driving experience. Hardly hitting the controls and driving slow is just unbearably boring. And the choppy video background is just so unpleasant to look at. Especially when you're forced to drive slowly, the frame rate is just awful. And this game was designed to do that. It's absolutely ridiculous. This thing is terrible. It is just absolutely terrible. ATV. Safety. Put on your helmet. Safety. 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 Safety.